What's the real cost to repaint a 2,000 square foot home exterior in America? Most 2,000 square foot exteriors cost $4,000 to $7,500, while national range runs roughly $2,800 to $15,000 plus. 2,000 square feet means interior space, not exterior paint area. Next, key cost driver. These are the biggest cost drivers. Next, we'll price 3 baseline scenarios with realistic ranges. Baseline snapshots for a 2,000 square foot home. Next, we compare 1 versus 2-story height multipliers together. 2-story projects cost 20 to 40% more from ladders, staging, and safety. Next, region. Regional costs vary. West Coast highest, South, rural lowest. Next, we'll split labor and material. Exterior painting costs favor labor, 70 to 85%. Materials, 15 to 30. Next, drivers. Next, we'll start with measurement methods to estimate paintable area accurately right after this roadmap. 2 quick methods: geometry minus openings, or K times living area. Next, a numeric example. 1-story example, perimeter times height, then add gables, subtract openings, yielding paintable exterior area. 2-story, 2,000 square foot example yields roughly 2,188 paintable square feet total. Here's how coverage becomes gallons. 2 coats plus waste, 10 or 14 to 15 gallons. From economy to premium, per gallon costs and totals rise. Next, labor rates, crews, production rates. Here are labor rates, typical crew seats, and output ranges we'll convert into hours next. Light, moderate, heavy prep estimates, 40 to 200 hours. Cost next, labor versus material. Across all scenarios, labor dominates costs, climbing with height, complexity, and lead abatement requirements overall. Costs vary by siding, walls only, vinyl lowest, fiber cement mid, wood higher range, texture matters. Wood siding needs scraping, feather sanding, plus stain blocking primers, prime bare wood. 10 to 25% more than fiber cement. Stucco is porous, lowering coverage. Repairs add labor. Elastomeric coatings cost more, extend service life. Brick needs bonding primer. Poor prep risks alkali, moisture. Coverage 175 to 300 square feet per gallon. Vinyl and aluminum accept acrylic coatings. Light prep is typical, and costs are generally lower. Typical prep adders by task. Scan ranges. Next, we cover lead-safe compliance impacts in detail. Lead-based paint rules add containment, HEPA cleanup, and labor. Expect notable per square foot prep and disturbance adders. Caulking allowance, $100 to $600. Repairs vary. Next, washing and dry times. Final prep. Power washing clears chalk and contaminants. Expect $150 to $400. Then dry thoroughly before painting. Lead safe workflow. Containment, dust control, cleanup. Add setup and teardown hours before height access factors. More height and tricky access raise labor and equipment costs. Next, architectural complexity impacts pricing. Dormers, soffits, and gables add edges and masking, increasing labor by 10 to 20%. Tight sites, slow setup and production, increasing labor hours. Next, cover coatings chemistry, service life. Acrylic suits most siding, alkyd for trim, elastomeric for stucco. Lifespans vary. Coat counts next. We quantify cost and build across 3 systems today. Next, color change implications and coverage behavior. Bold or light on dark needs primer or extra coat. Neutrals, 2 coats. Darks may fade faster. Pick primer by surface. Prime bare wood to block tannins, improve adhesion. Next, trim doors. Trim, doors, shutters, and railings add cost. Next, gutters, downspouts, and deck or porch element. Clarify scope. Gutters and downspouts per foot. Porch items, separate line items. Next, city indices. Costs vary widely. Bay Area highest, rural plains lowest. Multiply baseline budgets accordingly. Next, seasonality. Prices and scheduling peak spring through summer, 10 to 20% above off-season. Next, 3 cases. Baseline case. 1-story vinyl, light prep. Expect a realistic $2,800 to $4,200 total, all in. Common price band. Realistic total for 2-story fiber cement, heavy prep, older wood with lead runs higher. Case 3, heavy prep with lead paint, totals 10 to 16,000. Next, case 2. Case 2, labor drives costs, materials next, small other expenses. Up next, timelines and lifespan. Timeline, days, not weeks. Heat recoat windows. Repaint intervals vary overall. Next, DIY versus pro. For 2,000 square feet, DIY saves money but costs time. Pros cost more, finish faster. For most 2,000 square foot exteriors, expect roughly $4,000 to $7,500, mostly labor-driven overall. Top price drivers: prep level, height, regional labor, medium, siding type, coat count. Heuristics next. Use these per square foot heuristics. Multiply by your local index. Next, we'll cover contingencies. Planning expectations assume a contingency for unknowns like hidden rot, extra coats, or weather delays. That's about $825 a year across 8 years. Protection, curb appeal, longer lasting siding. For a 2,000 square foot home, price depends on area, height, access, condition, prep, paint system, labor, trim.